Croatia's Donna Vekic gets boost from PH crowd to ease into second round. Manila, Philippines, drawing in unexpected support from the Filipino crowd, Croatian Donna Vekic dazzled in her Philippine Women's Open debut, sweeping Japanese Kyoka Okamura 6-2, 6-2, on Tuesday at Rizal Memorial Coliseum amid the rain delay. Filipinos had grown accustomed to Vekic, who recently lost to Filipino rising star Alex Ila twice in the ASB Classic in Auckland and Kuyang exhibition in Melbourne earlier this month. Some have even playfully called the 29-year-old Vekic Tita Donna on social media. It's very nice. I feel very welcomed, and hopefully I can stay here the whole week because it's really a big pleasure playing in front of them, said Vekic. It was great to play today. The crowd was amazing and it was a good match, so I'm really happy with the performance. The 2024 Paris Olympic silver medalist takes on Maria Tkachiva in the round of 16 on Wednesday at Court 1. Tkachiva beat Japanese Sara Saito 6-2, 6-2 earlier. I didn't have that many wins and matches recently, so every win is huge for me right now. This is why I'm here, to try to get as many matches as possible and to build some confidence, Vekic said. Meanwhile, German top seed Tatjana Maria dodged a bullet, fending off French Leolia Jean 7-6, 5, 6-4 to advance to the second round after fans waited for nearly 4 hours for the match at center court to begin due to the rain. Maria, the oldest player in the tournament at 38 and the highest-rated player in the competition at number 42, battles Tatiana Prozorova in the round of 16. It was a very tough match against Jean, since we have played each other in the past amid these humid conditions, said Maria, who came to the country for the first time with his husband Coach Charles and 2 daughters. Mai Exen of China beat Darja Seministija of Latvia 6-1, 7-6, 6. The Chinese takes on Sofia Costelas of Belgium in the second round on Wednesday. Third seed Argentinian Solana Sierra outlasted Joanna Garland of Chinese Taipei 6-4, 7-6, 5. Sierra and Yulia Stardutseva of Ukraine collide in the round of 16. Chinese Lin Zhu capped the long day 2 with a 7-5, 6-4 upset of number 6 seed Lulu Sun of New Zealand to forge a second-round duel against Tai Maninkaya Sawenki. Tennis when the crowd becomes a player. Donna Vekic's Filipino boost. The sun dipped low over Manila's Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, painting the sky in hues of fire and amber. A sea of fans packed the stands, not merely spectators, but energizing forces whose collective heartbeat seemed to pulse with every rally, every serve, every forehand that cut through the humid Philippine air. On this particular evening, the spotlight wasn't on a homegrown prodigy. It shone instead on Croatia's Donna Vekic, a seasoned competitor weaving grit and grace into her campaign at the Philippine Women's Open, and discovering along the way that support can come from unexpected places. A world-class stage in a new home. This WTA 125 tournament marked a historic moment, the first of its kind in the Philippines, a nation where tennis had long wrestled with obscurity against far more popular sports. But the presence of players like Donna Vekic signaled a shift. Into the global spotlight stepped the Philippines, eager to welcome the world, and watch the world return the favor. For Vekic, ranked in the world's top 80 and seeded 4th here, this was more than another stop on the tour. It was her first time stepping onto Philippine soil, experiencing its warmth not only in climate but in crowd energy, a blend of passion and curiosity that even seasoned athletes find unforgettable. In her first match, she faced Kyoka Okamura, a Japanese player ranked outside the top few hundred. What might have looked like a straightforward draw turned into something of a celebration. With every rally, the Filipino fans, who turned out in numbers, cheered, splashed color across the stands, and lifted the match into something electrifying. And when the final ball dropped in a decisive 6-2, 6-3 victory, Vekic walked off not just with a win, but with the uneven yet unmistakable feeling that the crowd was now part of her success. More than just a match, the crowd's presence. To some athletes, venues are simply sites of competition. To others, they're stages, schools, or sanctuaries. For Vekic, Manila became a blend of all three, partly because of what preceded it. Earlier this season, during Davis Cup and WTA events abroad, Vekic found herself facing Filipino sensation Alex Ila, and every time, the crowd's energy rallied behind the young home favorite with thunderous enthusiasm. Vekic lost both matches, in Auckland and in Melbourne, and each time, the crowd's role was unmistakable, a spirited chorus behind her opponent. Yet rather than recoil from those moments, Vekic embraced them. In press conferences, she smiled when recalling how the crowds cheered against her and, with good humor and honesty, expressed a hope that maybe, just maybe, Filipino fans would one day cheer for her too. That willingness to welcome energy, even when it's not directed her way, spoke volumes about her character. It marked her as a competitor willing to let the crowd in, to let the atmosphere fuel her rather than intimidate her. And in Manila, that bond took root. From outsider to fan favorite, in unexpected ways. At first glance, the idea that a foreign player, especially one who had twice lost in front of Filipino fans, might win their support seems unlikely. But people respond to humility, respect, and shared experience. Vekic's openness to the cultural embrace of Filipino tennis fans became part of her narrative. She didn't shy away from talking about what it meant to be supported, even when it wasn't initially in her favor. She didn't resent the energy. She welcomed it. That's the magic of athletes and crowds. Sometimes support isn't a static thing. Sometimes it evolves. And for many Filipinos in the stands that night in Manila, cheering for Vekic became a new way of celebrating the sport itself, not just national pride or player loyalty. It became about the love of tennis. The match, where crowd meets court. Imagine the moment. It's a humid night, the lamps overhead casting shadows that dance with every swing of the racket. Vekic served, the ball slicing through the air with that unique sharpness only a top-level pro can generate. The crowd roared, half because they loved the point, half because they loved the spectacle itself. Each game carried meaning. Each ace was a triumph. Each break was a drumbeat in a symphony of cheers. And when the match concluded, it wasn't just Vekic's skill that had brought her through, it was the electric atmosphere created by fans who had initially shown up for a competitor, yet stayed for the sheer joy of watching world-class tennis. It wasn't just a victory. It was a shared moment,